Okay, so we're going to go into changing mixed fractions into improper. These are mixed. Okay. When changing mixed fractions into improper, what we have to realize is the whole numbers are very similar to almost addition questions. So I'm going to show you maybe two different ways to do this. One way to do this is to change the whole number into a fraction with the same denominator. Okay? So think of these almost like these are two values added together. This is really 1 plus 2 over 3. I need to change this 1 into a fraction that has the value of 3 below it. So I can change any whole number into a fraction by putting it above 1. 1 above 1 is technically equal to 1. What is 1 divided by 1? Anyone know? 1, yeah. So it's still the same number. I've just shown it in a different way. Now I need this to have a common denominator. How do I turn this 1 into a 3? Multiply by 3. Okay. So I multiply the top and the bottom of this by 3, which will give me 3 over 3 plus 2 over 3. And when we add fractions, I didn't realize this, but I'm pretty much teaching you how to add them on the same process. We keep the number on the bottom the same, and we add the values on top. So what would 3 plus 2 be? 5. That's right. So that's one way to do this question. Another way we could do it, okay, let's kind of split this in half here. And this will be question 2. Okay.
So would you add the whole number plus the numerator?
There's another way we can do this. So I'm going to rewrite it again over here. This will be the second way. We still have 1 and 2/3. Another way we can do this is we're going to multiply the whole number by the denominator. So that means we take 3 times 1, and what does that equal? 3. We take that 3 and add it to the value on top. So the denominator has to stay the same. Our improper fraction will for sure be 3 because it's on the bottom. And before we had 2, and we're going to add the new number plus 3. What is 2 plus 3? And we put that back on top. We have 5 over 3. So that might look confusing. I'm going to do it again in the next 2 examples so we kind of get the hang of it. Okay, this time I'll start with this way I've done in purple.
You just get the denominators the same. How did you do the one in red?
I'll do that one again. I'll show you that method again. Okay, so let's do it in purple again. So, in this one, to make an improper fraction, we know the denominator is going to stay the same in our answer. So it's going to be over 4, our final answer. The first thing we need to do is figure out what number to add to the top. In order to do that, we have to multiply the whole number by the denominator. So what is 4 times 1? 4. Now the number on top was originally 1. So now I have to do 1 and add this 4. What is 1 plus 4? So the improper fraction is 5 over 4. Let's do that by adding them instead. We'll still get to the same answer. I really got to stop there. Okay. Same question, 1 1/4. Let's change that 1 into a fraction. How do I change the whole number into a fraction? Put it above 1, so I have 1 over 1. And remember, this is like adding them together. Plus 1 over 4. I need a common denominator to add, so what do I got to multiply the first fraction by? 4. So whatever I do to the bottom, I have to do the top. What will the new fraction become? 4 over 4 plus 1 over 4. We know the denominator will be 4. What will the value on top be? 5 over 4. So there's many different ways to do this. We'll do the last one. We'll start with the purple, and then we'll do the red way after. Okay? If you can do the purple way, it is a bit faster. Okay? So, we multiply the whole number by the denominator, and we know that our final answer will be over 2. So let's always start with that. We know it's going to be over 2 because that's the denominator in the question. We start with these values. 3 times 2 is going to give us what? 6. We take that 6 and we have to add it to the numerator, the number that was on top. So we have 1 plus 6 gives us, so the number on top is the value of 7. We have 7 over 2. Okay? Now the adding way is a little harder when we have a value other than 1. So let's set it up anyways. Remember, this is like adding the number 3 plus 1/2. How do I turn 3 into a fraction? 3 over 1. Okay, I need a common denominator. So what do I have to multiply this fraction by? 2. That's right, it's going to become 6 over 2 plus a half, which will become, when we do 6 plus 1, 7 over 2. So those are two different methods to getting to the same place.
Sure, as
Yeah?
long as we know one method, is that alright?
Okay, so let's say we're reversing it. We have improper fractions and we want to make them a mixed value. This is a division question. This says 5 divided by 3. Okay, so we actually have to turn this into a long division type question. On your calculators, it'll give you some type of decimal. So we actually have to know this off the top of our head. So this question is saying 5 divided by, where is it? I've written that backwards. It says, hold on, I think I've got this backwards in my head. Add it back. So we set this up. This says 5. Am I writing this right? No, backwards. There we go. Oh, so I don't remember. Okay, there we go. The question says 5 divided by 3. So when we read it as a division question, I clearly made the error. But our number on top actually goes under our division sign, and the number on bottom goes to the outside. Okay. So this actually says, though we tend to say things left to right, this actually says 5 divided by 3. Okay, that can be confusing when setting up the division. So when we go to divide this, 3 goes into 5 how many times? 1. Okay. And then when dividing, we do 3 times 1, which will give us a value of 3. We then subtract, what is our remainder? 2. So this will help us build our mixed fraction. This value here is the whole number, which is 1. Our denominator is what we divided by, which is 3. And the remainder is the value on top, 2 over 3. Okay, let's do that method again. This says 5 divided by 4, so which means the 5 is under our division sign, and our 4 is on the outside. Same idea, 4 goes into 5 once. 4 by 1 is 4, and when we subtract, our remainder is a value of 1. So we have all of our values. Remember that this is our whole number. Our 4 will be our denominator, and our remainder is our numerator, the number on top. And finally, in our last example here, we'll do it in red, it's a little more difficult. This says 7 divided by 2, so 2 goes into 7 how many times? Well, how many times does 2 go into 7? 3, that's right. 2 by 3 is 6, and our remainder is a value of 1. Okay, I'll put the mixed fraction at the bottom here. Our 2 is our whole number. Sorry, that's a lie. Our 3 is our whole number. Our 2 is our denominator, and our remainder is the value on top. You guys want me to color code that for the note? I'm going to do that. Alrighty. I'll color code these guys. So 2, 3, and 1. We'll make the whole numbers in red. Okay. We'll do the denominator in green, which is the value of 2. And we'll do the remainder in blue, which is 1. Okay. So those are the values there, and they've put it into a mixed fraction.